Hello friends, welcome back. This is Kuldeep from QA Cubicle, and today we are going to learn about locators in Selenium WebDriver. And as the part of today's session, I will like to cover the three things. So first, what are the locators? Second, what are the different kind of locators that are supported by Selenium WebDriver? And in the last, we will have the hands-on demo with the different kind of locators. So I have created this document, and I will walk you through with this document and explain the things practically. So let's start. My first point is like, what is the locator? If I reply this question in just single sentence, so my answer will be locators are used to identify the web objects in web pages. Okay, and what are the web objects? So there are different kind of web objects like the text box, buttons, checkbox, and hyperlinks. So basically with the help of these locators, we can identify these kind of web objects. And how Selenium actually works? So Selenium actually identifies all of the web objects that are displayed on the web page with the help of locators, and locators are used to connect Selenium with the web objects. Let's try to understand this thing in more detailed way. So I have opened this URL, and you can see like there are different kind of web objects. You can see like there are different links like the register, login, okay, and here this is a search box, okay. And if we come down, then you can see like there is an email, password, here is the checkbox, and this is a link, forget password, and there are two buttons that are register and the login. So what we do as a part of automation, so actually we identify these objects, and we have the different kind of methods that are provided by the Selenium. So with the help of those methods, we basically interact with these web elements. So first, say like I take the example of the email. So here you can see like it is a text field, and how we actually deal with such kind of fields. So basically we identify this text field with the help of locator, and Selenium provides the methods like send keys. So with the help of send keys, we can input anything inside this text field. Okay. And if I talk about this login button, so how we interact, so we identify this locator of this web element. After that, there are the methods like the click. So with the help of click, you can click on this login button. Okay. So now question comes like how we will identify these objects. Okay. So for that, what we need to do, so simply right click anywhere on this web page, select this inspect option. Okay. And as soon as you select the inspect option, so document object model for this page will be loaded, and then select this arrow button, identify the element for which you want to get the properties. So say like I want to get the properties for this email field. So what I will do, I will simply select this arrow, and simply select this arrow and click here. Click on the element, particular web object, you can say. Simply click here. Okay. So as soon you click here, you can see like there are a couple of lines that are highlighted in light blue color. Okay. So simply copy these lines, copy outer HTML. Okay. And let's paste it here. Okay. So how the things works here basically, what actually developers do. So developers actually create a couple of properties for this particular web element. Okay, so how they create the properties for this element? So you can see like they have created it like there is a tag which is the input, and after that they have defined certain attributes for this particular web element. So attributes are like class. Okay, so you can see like class is one attribute, and after that you can say there is the ID and there is a name. Okay. So to be more simplified, so this is the property for some object. So here you can see the tag is the input. Okay, this is the input is the tag name here. Okay, and after that there are different kind of attributes like class, name, and ID. Okay, these are the attribute values. So for the class, attribute, the attribute value is input text. For the name attribute, the attribute value is the name, and for the ID attribute, the value is the email. So with the help of these attribute and the values, we actually locate these web elements. Okay, I hope you got the point. So with the help of these attributes and value of the web element, we will try to identify the web objects. Okay, so guys, this is the concept of the locators, and let's move to the next point. So our next point is like what are the different kind of locators that are supported by Selenium. these are the different kind of locators that are supported by Selenium, like the ID, name, link text, partial link text, class name, tag name, XPath and CSS. Okay, so now let's start with the practical demo for the different kind of locators. So our first locator is the ID, and you can see the description for this ID method is locate an element using ID attribute. Okay, and here is the syntax. We write the driver.find element by.id, and in the bracket we need to provide the element ID. So say I want to get the locator for email field. So what I will do, I will simply select this arrow and highlight the element. You can see like the properties for this element are visible here. Okay, and how we will write the command for the same in the Selenium WebDriver. So let's see how we can write it. So let me create one class here, and let's game it as locators demo. Select this public static void main from here. Okay, and let me utilize the code for the Chrome launch. So I will put it here. Okay, so let's say like I want to interact with the email. So I want to access this web element with the help of ID attribute. Okay, so here we were looking for the ID only. I want to interact with this email field. Okay, so what I will do, I will write the code something like this. Let me remove this as of now. Okay, and we will write it like driver dot find element y dot id. Okay, and in the id what you need to provide, so in the id we need to provide the id which is displayed here. So you can see the id is the email, so simply copy this email and put it here. After that we can give some value inside it. So say like I want to enter something like the Kuldeep. Okay, now let's move to the next point. So our next locator is by name. Okay, so how it works, actually it locates an element using the name attribute, and this is the syntax for that. So how will I write? So I actually want to interact say like with the password field. So what I will do, I will click on this arrow, highlight this password field, and see if it has the name attribute. So you can see like it has the class attribute, it has the type, ID and the name. Okay, so let's use this name attribute. Okay, so let's write the code for the same. So it will be like driver dot find element by dot name, and in the name what we need to provide the name which we have copied here. Okay, after that, as you know, like it is a text field, so we can enter any value inside it. So after that I will write the dot send keys, so with the help of send keys. So say like I provide the password 1234. Now let's move to the next locator. So next locator is class name. So how it locates it? So it locates an element using the class attribute, and here you can see like it is the syntax for the same. So we write the driver dot find element y dot class name. How we can use this class attribute? So say like I want to get the details for the password field. So you can see like it has a class attribute, and its value is the password. So I can write something like this: driver dot find element by dot class, and inside the class name we need to input the value here. After that we can do the send keys. Okay, so 1234 says again we write. Okay, and our next locator is by tag name. Okay, so it actually locate an element using the HTML tag. So most of time it is used to locate hyperlinks in the web page. Okay, so I click on this register. So you can see like there is a tag which start with the A. So I can simply write the A tag. So you can see like there are around 61 hyperlinks on this page. Okay, so we can write the code something like driver dot find element void dot tag name, and in the tag name we need to write the A, and we can do what kind of operations with the hyperlinks. We can simply click on it. So I will just write the click. Okay, coming to the next. So our next locator is by link text. So basically locates a link using the link text. Say like I want to locate this login or anything we can pick. So say I want to pick this forget password field. Okay, so what I will do here, actually I will simply inspect it. Okay, and what is the value for link text? So the link text value is the password field. So I will write it like this: driver dot find element y dot link text, and inside that I will write the forgot password, that is the text of the hyperlink, and we can click that hyperlink. So I will just write down the click here. Okay, and the next locator is by partial link text. Okay, so locate and link using the links partial text. Okay, so let's consider a case. Say like this password field, the text gets changed. Okay, so I still wants to get, or you can say like still I want to access this element. So what I can do, I can write something like this, right? Without, we don't need to write the complete text here. Okay, so we can write something like this: driver dot find element y dot partial link text, and here you just need to write the forget. Don't need to write the password here, because here we are trying to access the link with the partial link text. So that's why we don't need to give the complete text of that link. Okay, after that we can perform the click operation. Okay, the next locator is the by XPath. Okay, so it locates an element using the XPath query, and here is the syntax for the same. So its syntax is XPath equals to / tag name, and after that we need to provide the attribute and the value in the single. When we need to use the XPath type of locator, so when any object does not have the properties like the ID, name, or class name, okay, or tag name, so in that case we can use this XPath locator. So with the help of XPath locator, you can identify the web objects. Okay, so let's try to identify this search text field. Okay, with the help of XPath. So basically, so here what is the starting tag? So here is the input tag. Okay, so you can write input. Okay, after that brackets, and say like I want to pick any attribute and value. Say I want to pick this name equals to q. So what I will write here the name equals to q. Okay, and there is a spell mistake. Okay, so you can see like input equals to q. So with the help of this, we can also identify search store text field. Okay, and say like I write something like this: driver dot find element y dot XPath, and in the XPath we need to provide the details which we have captured, and say like I want to search something like mobile. Okay, so I will simply write the mobile here. Okay, and what is the next one? So with the help of CSS selectors, we can also identify the web element. Say like I want to identify this email field with the help of CSS selector. So what I will write the hash, and what is the ID here? So its ID is email. So I will simply write the email. Okay, and you can see like it is getting highlight. So I can also identify any object with the help of CSS vector. So guys, I will create more detailed videos for this XPath and the CSS selector in the coming time. Okay, and as of now, driver dot find element y dot CSS selector. Okay, and in the CSS selector we need to give the CSS selector value, that was the email here, and we can send anything here. This is the text field. So say like I want to send the same thing here, text. Okay, so we have seen all the different kind of locators that are supported by Selenium. So here you can see like the ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, XPath, and CSS selector. Okay, so so couple of other things which I want to share with you. So first thing, like when we write something like driver dot find element y dot ID email. Okay, So what actually Selenium do? Selenium scans the complete page from top left and try to find out the web object which has the ID as mail. Okay. So on this page you can see like there are lot of hyperlinks present. Okay. And what is the way to identify the hyperlinks? I will simply write the A. Okay. So you can see like there are 62 hyperlink here. Okay. But what actually it picks the first web element which has the tag as the A. Okay. So when you start clicking on it, okay, so let me do again. So I will type A. Okay, so this is our first hyperlink that is identified with the tag name A. Okay, so say like I click hitting, so it will be start just picking the next. Okay, so what actually happening? It is actually scanning from the top left. Okay, so it is behaving like this one. So first it pick the register, then the login, and then so on. Okay, so you can see like it is picking the next element from the top left to bottom side. Okay, and our next point is like it is not necessary that the ID, email, or the class attributes are present for each web objects. Okay, and it depends on developer how they define any particular web field. Okay, you can see like there is no ID in the forget password field. So if you talk about this one, then you can see like there is no ID for that. Okay, so there is no ID for this particular field. Okay, so in that case we can identify the object with the help of tag locators. And if the elements are not found by the generic locators like the ID, class name, so in that case we use the XPath or the CSS, okay, to find the element on the web page. So these are another 3 points which we need to remember. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's execute all of these statements which you have written and see like our locators are working properly or not. Okay, so what I will do, I simply right click and but actually there are a couple of links available. Okay, so let's keep it separate as of now. Okay, let's keep it inside some notepad here. Okay, so let's check for the first two items. So that was the email ID and password, and let's see if it is working or not. Simply you can right click, okay, and execute the program. Here you can see like it has entered the username, login, and the password. So it is the wrong ID, wrong email, because we have not written the @ in format. Okay, second is, so you can write in the something like this. Then let's see, is it error is still coming? Okay, so you can see like it has entered the kuldeep@gmail.com and input some value inside the password field as well. Okay, and what were our next statement? So next statement was these two. Let's pick these two and just remove these two, or you can simply comment these two. Okay, okay, so our next is like with the class name and the tag name. So let's see what happens here. Right click, run a Java application. Okay, so it should put something inside the password field. What happened here? Okay, so it is giving some error here. Yes, selected password. Okay, by dot class name. Okay, let's see why it is not working. Okay, so there is a problem here. So the problem is like class name, it is in the small letters, and I have written here in the capital letter. That's why it is not working. So simply make the change and let's execute it again. So first it will enter the value in the password field and then click on some link. Okay, so you can see like it has click on the register link. So let's see it again. Okay, so what it will do, it will simply enter some value inside this password field and it will find the element with the tag name A. And what was the element with the tag name A? So you have seen it like it was the register element. Okay, so let's find it out again. So it was A, sorry, it is the second one, A. Okay, so it is the registered. So what it actually do, it will click on this register button and our register page should be displayed. Okay, so let's execute it and see. Simply right click Java application and let's see. Okay, so you can see like it has simply entered some value inside the password field and click on the register button. Okay, so now let's comment these two statements and find out what was the next one. Okay, so I will remove these two from here as well. Okay, and we cannot use these comment in one go, because if I click on the links, then the control will be moved to the another page. That's why next statement will not work. That's why I am showing you one by one. So let's click on the forget password. Okay, so let's see what happens. So if I click on the forget password, so this password recovery page should be displayed here. Okay, so let me execute it again. Okay, so you have seen like it has clicked on the forget password and password recovery page is getting displayed here. And our next statement was, okay, here we are using the partial text. So we have not given the full text of the hyperlink here, and we have just used the forget text here. Okay, so let's see what happens now if we execute. So you can see like again it has clicked on the forget link password and we are coming to the password recovery field, right? So this is also done. What was the next? So you can simply remove these two, right? And after that there are two field. Okay, so these two can, I think we can use in the same go. Okay, so what actually it will do, it will, these are the, so these two statements are related with the XPath and CSS selector. Okay, so first it will do, it will identify, it will look for this locator and input some value inside this one, and after that it will input the value inside this email field. Okay, this one. So let's try to execute and see what happens. Run as Java application, and you can see like it will enter something inside the search field, and after that it will, okay, you can see like it has entered inside the search field, and after that it has entered the value inside the email field. Okay guys, so that's it for today's session, and for these two things like XPath and CSS I will create some more detailed video. Okay, so guys, that's it. Hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe and share. Thank you so much.